I've put a perfect 99 overall running back on the worst offense in college football. Kennesaw State's is somehow only a 60 overall, but if we added the best player in the country to their lineup, I want to see how far a perfect running back can carry a team. Just looking at Reggie Bush Jr.'s stats, this is going to be a blast. He is 99 speed, and his abilities are even better because he has stuff like Platinum 360. The real struggle kicks in when you realize to make the playoffs, we can't lose a single game on this schedule. And I've also put together the hardest challenges list I could come up with because we have to break a bunch of Barry Sanders records. Like always, I have to play on the hardest difficulty too, and our first main goal is earning more coach trust, which will allow us to change the play call. Our first game of the year is on the road at UTSA, and it should be known we have the shortest starting quarterback in the country because Davis Bryson is only 5'9". Adding just one player though made this offense go from a 60 overall to a 73, and we get to kick this season off on the road playing in one of the few domes in college football. Surprisingly, our defense got a stop, and we were just used on this play to distract the defense with the play action. So there's a ton of stuff that is going to be out of control in this video, making it super difficult, but Reggie Bush Jr. with his first run goes for 20. Electrifying plays like that are the only thing that's going to save Kennesaw State. But we've been passing a lot so far in this game, and I didn't catch the ball. Well, there was not many running plays on this first drive. I missed the block, and we have a long way to go when it comes to playing with the Owls. Second drive now, it looks like they did get a field goal, but we have a huge running lane right here, and Reggie Bush Jr. turns the corner for a massive touchdown run. That's what Kennesaw State needed. I can't believe how effortless he just made that look. It looks like they're about to blow this one up though, and they keep on scoring too. There's going to be a lot of challenges with using the Owls. Like I said, we can't lose a single game this season. I'm going to use a halfback angle route to make sure we pick up the first down plus more, and some of these rushing records that Barry Sanders has are really hard to break. There is one ability I know Reggie Bush Jr. has though, and that is takeoff. I was hoping that would help us run by the defense. What type of throw is this? How is the ball still in the air? Davis Bryson was so close to hitting the roof of this dome. He was probably within like 10 feet of doing it. And I didn't even call for the ball, but now it's 3rd and 10 and we don't pick it up. I'm seeing how this could be a struggle already. We really need to be able to change the play call. This is like the 4th or 5th time I'm getting it in the half. But I need to get a lot more coach trust in order to make that happen. For now, we're just going to keep on using the spin. And coach has given us the chance to run the power option here. I'm open if they would just pitch us the ball. It's going to be a long season for me and Davis Bryson. And coach pulled me off of the field where we just took a field goal, so it's disappointing we couldn't get a touchdown. We have a chance to run that same speed option though, and the pitch is going to get out at the last second. But apparently, if you spam it too much, it'll think you're possession catching the ball, so we have to make sure we pick up this 3rd and 10. Reggie Bush Jr. with the breakaway run all the way to the 20. Now we're going to be pulled out of the game. He's tired. But just a play later, we're back out there on the field. I'm trying to finish it off with a rushing touchdown. We need a lot of those throughout this season. And staying in hurry-up mode could be the best thing that we do, but the bubble screen doesn't get a touchdown. I might just try to hurdle over these linemen, see if we're able to get into the end zone. But that works too. It gave us credit for a touchdown. And then the refs took it away. We have to get in on 3rd and goal. I don't want to settle for a field goal. And even with our pretty rough offensive line, we eventually punched it in. Our defense also forced an interception just a play later, so now we're set up to take a 2-possession lead. And Kennesaw State might not be as terrible as I thought. I mean, there's no question that on paper, they are the worst team in the game. We're going to kick a field goal. But with 5 minutes left, the Owls have a 7-point lead. This handoff could have led to a big play, and I'm going to get another shot at running the ball, this time cutting out to the left side. Now they're stacking the box on 3rd and 2. They've brought people up, but it is not going to work, and Reggie Bush Jr. is gone to the crib. 99 speed is too easy. We'll take it. I think it's going to be pretty difficult to ever get like 400 rushing yards in a game, so that could be one of the challenges we struggle the most with, but I'm also worried that we're not going to beat every team that we play against. I mean, that's another difficult thing to do, but not when you're making plays like that. I am going to have a blast in this video, maybe even more than I did with the perfect wide receiver. And the fact that I was out of the game until this play's crazy. Injuries do happen though. With that QB kneel, we still made sure that we sealed the win. And this is our first stat line, 4 touchdowns and almost 200 rushing yards. That Scott Barbershop's already trying to make deals with me. This Reggie Bush is able to actually accept them, legally that is, and that's going to give us a boost to leadership. If we can win the Heisman Trophy, there's no taking this one away. But just one good performance isn't going to put us into the running. We're going to have to do it consistently. In order to keep improving, we have to perform well in practice too. And I just wanted to play this drill because it's going to give me memories back to my childhood whenever I would run this on the old games. It was broken for quarterbacks though. The players move so slow. You can pretty much much celebrate into the end zone, which kind of ruined it for me, but now it's time to play our first home game against Louisiana. Now, I'm pretty sure Kennesaw State has the smallest home stadium in college football at the FBS level, so it's not like we're going to have some great home field advantage playing here, though we almost took this one to the crib. I saw a lane, I just couldn't get there in time. Now we're going to get nothing. And I just tried to not hit R2 right off the snap because that's supposed to help a little bit, but I haven't had any success with that. All we've done this game so far is run the ball, and Davis Bryson gets at least 15 on this play. It's raining a little bit too, so hopefully we're able to slip off of some tackles like that. And I stood no chance at all right there. They are sending a blitz though, and with the correct blocks, Reggie Bush Jr. was almost gone. I might have to start abusing this spin move if we want to have a lot of success, but I was going to get pulled eventually. And it was only for one play, got a quick breather. Now it's 3rd and 7 where we are not picking it up. I wish I could say that's all right. We still got a field goal, but our defense gave up 7. Now we're going to spin to the inside. And with Platinum 360, I think it's pretty clear why I want to just spam spin moves. Now we're on a 3rd and 7. Remember, we do have that takeoff ability. We're not outrunning this cornerback very quickly though. Davis Bryson throws an interception, and it's a pick 6. Wonderful. It's 14-3. The struggle with this team is going to be real. I mean, what can I do? We might just have to turn into the best receiver in the country, though I'm not getting open here either. We're going to break that. And then I'm taken out on a crucial 3rd and 2. By the next time we'd get the ball, there's just 2 minutes left in the second half. It's a bad pass, or at least it looked like it was going to be. We still ran under it. I'm motioning myself out, and I want this takeoff ability to work for some free touchdowns. We need those so bad. We can't run for everything, and Reggie Bush Jr. is gone. We also forced a fumble, so the next time we're out there on the field, we have it inside the 5. But that was the only snap I'd play on that drive. I feel like I missed a lot of this first half, where by the end of it, we're trailing by 3 points to Louisiana. It's not like we haven't played well either. We dominated the offensive time, and I'm sure that's going to continue in the second half. This could have been a big run, but they got to us right before we got free, and I'm spamming call for the pitch, but I keep forgetting it causes us to fall over, and on 3rd down, there's just no connection. Davis Bryson isn't hooking up well with his other teammates at the moment, though our defense did get a stop, and now, if we can just spin out of there, we might have a touchdown run. What a move by Reggie Bush Jr. That breakaway speed is literally lethal. That could go down as the play of the game. Now we have it on the 2-yard line. I really don't like that, because with one mistake, we could be in a ton of trouble. I was used as bait on the read option though, and they're stacking the box, so what I might do is just spin to the outside real quick. We're gonna try, but there was no big run there, and they keep on stopping us. This is definitely more difficult than using a perfect wide receiver. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go undefeated at all. And on 3rd and 10, I've motioned myself out to see if we're able to dust this guy deep, but someone else got the football. I'm glad they did. We were not open. It is now an RPO, get us 6. And there's definitely a very big lack of control right now. How did Louisiana just pick off that ball? Davis Bryson has kind of sold. Now they're going to have a chance to go up by 3. But they didn't. Our defense is actually playing incredibly right now. And hang on, Reggie Bush Jr., make this DB look silly too. Keep on spinning. The play calls are starting to bug me. There's no reason we should be passing at this point in the game, especially with the runs we've been able to break off. There is a lot of green grass over on this side of the field, though. We held up our block well enough, and just one player to make miss. I'm a juke to the inside. That was filthy. Those big touchdown runs are so much fun to have, and we need a lot of those if we're going to break Barry Sanders' records. At the moment, we're actually not on pace to. 3 guys we can't all make miss, but that's perfectly fine. We're just trying to close this game out now. And here we go. It's 3rd and 5. If we get the right blocks, we could have our 3rd touchdown, at least on the ground, but it didn't give it to us. We're going to go for it on 4th and 1. And Louisiana still has a little bit of hope. Our defense has done something incredible though, because with all the mistakes that went on in this game, I did not expect us to win by 2 possessions. We almost regressed a little bit from our last performance. And now my offensive coordinator's asking me what I want to get extra reps on. We're going to go with the shuttle drill. I want to see what stat it boost, and it's +5 acceleration. We're actually broken at the moment. It says 98, so we're going into this next matchup with 103 acceleration, but our wear and tear is starting to get a little rough. Throughout the entire year, we're going to spend a lot of energy on just recovery, and I still want to do some of the practices just to see what they're like. It's my first time using a running back in Road to Glory. It seems like this drill I'm just trying to stay alive as long as possible, and let me tell you, this has not been very easy. There's now 3 players coming after me. I've been alive for almost a minute, where my stamina has definitely depleted. We have to keep on running over these zones to get a little bit more, but when you have 4 players chasing after you, there's only so much you can do to eventually get free. Reggie Bush Jr. breaking for this extra stamina. That is actually massive here. Oh no, I might be getting caught in this corner. Please don't go down. I have run out of stamina with about 2 minutes of being alive. I haven't seen any others on the field. It looks like it's over there but I have to be able to get free from all these defenders first. And by the time I would eventually get some of these, the fact that I'm still alive is incredible. The spin move is the only thing that is still saving me. I feel like I'm about to get caught though. It was only a matter of time, and I'm very happy with my performance. That's just something to keep things fresh in between these very difficult games. And San Jose State is our next matchup on the road in the rain. Here we go. First snap of the day, just a simple handoff. We might be able to get to the outside here, and we did get 15. We've also earned enough coach trust to have 10 play changes available. That's more flexibility than we have had all season. But we did not penetrate that hole correctly on that play or here. 3rd and 4, we'll see if I'm open in the flat. It's man-to-man coverage, so that ball just had to be lofted. And we're already past midfield. Now we're taking a good handoff where there's one player I need to make miss. A juke to the inside works. But unfortunately, our offensive line had to cheat to get a good block. I should have known that running lane was too open for us. I was also wide open on this play. But Davis Bryson didn't see me, and on 3rd and 15, there's no shot that was going to be caught. I caused him to throw an interception. Wonderful. They're also taking it back for 6. This is the worst start we could have had against the Spartans. I must have gotten injured or something too, because the next time I'm out there on the field, it's 7-7. And there's only 2 minutes left in the first half. Coach just benched me for my mistake. I guess he wants me to learn about calling for the ball, but I didn't do it here. And now we're getting it on the 5-yard line next. This is not a good setup for us. It could work out really well though. This speed option is probably the best play that we have. And I definitely would have been gone if I could have just hit the outside. That vision to cut up the middle though worked. Maybe I shouldn't go to the outside every time, because if you can cut it up the middle, you're going to have some free touchdowns. That puts us up by 7. There's still some time left in this first half too, where I can catch this wheel route. I'm gonna try to make both these guys miss. And coach has decided he doesn't want me out there now. I'm assuming that's because we switched to a 5-wide formation, but we got a touchdown out of it. We're up by 14 points. And I just think my rushing stats are not that good. That's what's gonna be the biggest issue with all the challenges. I'm not getting enough touches to put up Barry Sanders numbers the way that I was hoping I could. So what we might do is switch to something like Michigan's playbook later on in the year, but that spin was crazy. I just hit the button and then it warped us into an animation where those defenders couldn't do a thing. That was a lot cleaner. But I will admit, in open field, the juke is also pretty solid like it was there. On 3rd and 2, we are running the read option. I did get the football. So Davis Bryson just made the wrong read. I would be a lot more upset if our defense wasn't playing so well, but I just fumbled. And this offensive line is just setting us up for failure. What am I supposed to do in that situation? I don't know how I'm going to do it with Kennesaw State. There's been a lot of signs that show we're going to be in trouble. But we'll take it one game at a time. This one we're just looking to get some better stats, because at the moment we have a lot of rushing yards, but we need even more. Come on, pitch me that ball. That hurt to watch. It's now 3rd and 13. They're making the tackle, and by the next time we got the ball back, they finally scored again. It's now 3rd and 8. If we just get this pitch, I would have been gone, and that's why I don't like to run that play. In the end, we're still going to win, but we're not getting enough rushing yards, because we need to be averaging at least 200 a game. Completing all 6 of these challenges is an extremely tough task, and I have no time to focus on studying. All I'm caring about is football. Karen's not too happy about that. Apparently I tanked my last test, and maybe we should pour a little bit into our GPA. Delaney wants me to go out to a party with her though, so I have to join her. I have no choice. And somehow drinking a lot has made my Brandon followers go up. I'm unprepared for this exam though. I should be studying a little bit. That's what we've done. And our next game is against an FCS school, which is our best chance to rush for over 400 yards. That's going to be the toughest challenge. As you can see, we're already on top of the Heisman watch, so I'm going to prepare for it by playing a mini game. All I have to do is run through as many hot spots as possible. This doesn't seem to be too difficult. The players literally just freeze the second I leave the circle, which makes it super easy. And it's really all about the angles that you take, but I just realized that there was a time limit. Luckily, we have 4 more reps, so I'm sure we're going to end up getting a pretty good score in this drill. Maybe not. And once I started rushing it, things went downhill. It's time to play the Pandas though. This is our moment to shine, because this is the only game that we're going to go into where we have the higher overall than our opponent. 418 yards is the type of performance that we need, but I just tried to run to the outside to get a huge run against this defense, and on this play we have a better chance at pulling it off. I can't force something like that to happen though. A pitch would be nice, and we just need to get some big gains. We had a huge block there from our linemen. We're not staying up though, and we're on a 3rd and 4 against an FCS school where we're not picking it up. As we approach the end of the first quarter, we're actually losing right now. I really have no words. We've got to go do something right, and I just know that this could be a huge run-in for us, but we have to get the pitch out. It is so painful to witness every single time. Now they're about to lock us up. There was no getting free, which means so much for this being an easy one. I think our best performances could actually come through the air because there's no way that they could stick with us in the long run, and we're just not getting the football at the moment. It is now 14-0. I thought they nerfed the Pandas. I'm not sure they did. This would be the first game that we lose with Kennesaw State. It's not looking good, and I'm not sure how you even bounce back from a performance like this, though we finally got the pitch on what we've wanted. And I just wish we could have gotten a bigger gain than we did on that play. There's not huge runs anymore. The running play calls also seem to be the same 5 or 10 plays. We got the pitch finally, and I think there's no chance that any of these players are able to catch Reggie Bush Jr. That was a nice play and all, but we still have a lot of work to do. With this wheel route, I thought I was going to get more open. And there's a lot of time before we reach the end of the half, but we have to get some passes off. 3rd and 16 now. Coach just wants us to hand it off, take it to the half, of course, but we're going to pick up the first. So now there's a chance that we could do a little bit more with this drive. Did I really just watch Davis Bryson throw it into that guy's head though? With absolutely zero air under the ball, now we're running the favorite play. But it's something that only works like once every 5 times. We've handed it off on this 3rd down, and you know what? I'm trying to hurdle that defender. That was a big mistake. The fans do not seem too happy with me, and we've gotten the ball back with 2 seconds left in the half. The only thing we couldn't do there was take a safety. This has been a pretty weird game. We're still losing, but I think it's the most rushing yards that I've had this season up to this point, and I still need another 300 in the second half. We have a long way to go if this is going to be my best performance yet. Though that spin move gives me hope on this play, and we couldn't get free. We're so close to busting off another big one. We can't outrun this defender. And 7-yard losses are certainly not how you improve your stats, but that juke was perfect. And come on, you just got to dust by both of these guys. We already got by one of them. But after doing all that work, I've been pulled off the field. All that matters, though, is the backup got the touchdown. What I'm learning is the juke might be key, and we fumbled the ball. That's 2 in 1 game. We're now losing. That could affect our Heisman odds for sure. I didn't even mean to spin there. And what's crazy is we're at 200 rushing yards right now, but we need to double that for me to break the single game rushing record. And this play could help with that. I think I've finally figured out how to run that one. There's still plenty of time left. We can do better. But getting the football back at midfield gives us a lot less space to work with, so I'm not a huge fan of it. The amount of times we're getting this power option, though, makes me feel super good. And here we go. This is a huge 3rd and 1. We still have to make sure that we seal our win in this game. We're going to miss that tackle, and Reggie Bush Jr. just had the play of the day. From a 3-yard loss to a 50-yard touchdown run. And with 2 minutes left, we still have a slight chance to set the record. We're going to have to make that one defender miss, though, for sure. And I have to check our total. And at the moment, we have 353 of the 428 yards that we need. That means we still have about 2 drives that actually break it, though this power option is going to get us the first one, hopefully. I'm going to have to juke to the inside to make this defender miss and just keep on going. No, we're going to have to get the ball back without having to take quarterback kneels. I'm going to lose yards. And we might fall just short of the record, busting it to this left side. Just one defender to beat here. But the job's not finished, and thankfully I could change the play call. All I need is 15 more rushing yards in this game. We can make that happen. We got a speed boost to this left side of the field, or the right side. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, but we're still standing. Reggie Bush Jr.'s gone. That was insane. This accelerated clock almost messed us up, but we've done it. We've scored the most points we have in a game all year, and more importantly, we finally figured out how to run for so many yards. I don't know how many challenges we're going to complete, but we have knocked off one, and look at the wear and tear impact we have from that one performance. I feel like I should be able to take all the credit for the impressive win streak whenever you see the condition my body's in. And I thought that would hurt my leadership, but it didn't. My teammates know they're getting carried. Now this pizza place wants to have a seasonal item on their menu named after me. We're going to take that. That's pretty cool. And with stats like this, there's no way that we don't win the Heisman Trophy. I shouldn't have to check this much the rest of the year. We should stay up here at number 1. And now that we're a third of the way through the season, these are the stats we're working with. We have to get those rushing touchdowns up. We also still need to go undefeated if we want any chance at making the college football playoff, which means all these Conference USA games are so important, especially the one against Liberty. Conference matchups is all that we have left on our schedule. It looks like about half of them are at home, half of them are on the road, and I just have to try one more practice mode. This looks very similar to the one that I did whenever I was controlling a wide receiver, so I guess it's not that special, though. I almost got hit on that touchdown, and I'm kind of shocked that I only got silver. That's not important, though. I'm just ready to play against Jacksonville State, and it's going to be a night game where I think our jerseys look so sick. They definitely have a good brand. But before we finish the perfect halfback's career, I'm going to rebuild my team on Football Head Coach today's video. video sponsor. I just started a new account, so my team is certainly not looking too good right now, and we clearly have work to do on both sides of the ball. Football head coach is pretty cool. As you can see, you collect cards to build your dream team, and they have NFL legends on here like Will Clapp. I've decided to start opening up some packs to upgrade my team, and it's saying we have an 85 overall coming up in this next pack. It's going to be at the offensive line position. That's going to help us a bunch. Almost everybody I'm pulling from these 3 packs are going to end up becoming a starter. So my team has jumped up almost 10 overalls, and as you can see, it has a ton of potential now. I could also use this transfer market right here if I wanted to, and I think we're finally ready for our first game. But then I remembered that you can also pick the formations that you use. There were so many different strategic things that I tested out on both offense and defense, and it's time to see if it worked out for us or not. All I'm saying is by the third quarter, we're driving again, and we are running away with this one offensively. So I've picked up my first win, and statistically, shout out to Sam Darnold. If you want to join me on Football Head Coach, download it using this QR code or the first link in my description. And you don't want to miss out on building your team on this app. Yellow and blacks are probably my favorite combo a team can have. If we scored on the first play, that would be cinema. But I think I have to time stuff like the spin move a little bit better. We're going to run under this ball right here, and what was I thinking? There's a lot of skill moves I still need to learn on this game. All I really know how to do is spin a lot. And I must have gotten injured because I haven't been out there on the field for this entire game so far. I don't know what happened. Maybe I forgot to repair my body with wear and tear. I actually think that might be it. I didn't spend any energy. So now we're pretty much just going to have one less game in the season for good stats. For breaking Barry Sanders' insane records, that is terrible news. And it's a miracle that Kennesaw State is still winning even though I haven't been playing in this one. That's a great pass too from Davis Bryson. We're about to go up 21-6. That little mistake could really hurt us though. I can't believe I didn't even think about it. Okay, big run though from Reggie Bush Jr. And then because I'm exhausted, I got pulled until this 3rd and 9, so we're going to get a field goal. Kennesaw State's not performed terrible though, because despite being tied for the worst team in the game, I feel like the defense has been solid. We're still trying to maintain our lead against Jacksonville State though. They almost intercepted that. No, they've picked it up, and now we're only up by 4. I can't control when Davis Bryson pitches the ball. He did it there. And for no reason either. There's still time left in this game. I'm going to try to hit a juke move and then cut to this left side. I saw it was open, but I'm too gassed to outrun everybody on this play. And it's going to feel so good to have a healthy Reggie Bush Jr. going into next week after playing with this. That is why it's so important how you spend your weekly energy in Road to Glory. And now that it's 3rd and 7, we're just going to call for the ball up the middle. I don't want to talk about that. I'm just accepting our fate. And there it is. Jacksonville State scored, which means now they have a 4-point lead against us. This is all my fault, but Reggie Bush Jr. breaks free. Number 21 is the only player left here to beat, and we can't get over him. Obviously, we're going to be tired after that. I won't be out there, but I will be on 2nd and goal, and I'm open in the flat. I feel like we can outrun these defenders for the touchdown. Jacksonville State did get a field goal to respond back, though. So that means this game's going to go to overtime. It's 31-all at the moment, though if we take this pitch into field goal range, or for a touchdown. Hang on, 5 seconds left in the game. Reggie Bush Jr. to the crib. Oh my gosh, he just made the play of the season. I cannot believe it. And we actually got the pitch on the option. We might have missed like the entire first half, but that's fine because our stats besides the rushing touchdown still look pretty good. And it's going to allow me to use the 4 energy that I didn't spend in the same week, so let's just go ahead and recover. Looking back on it, I just realized we averaged over 15 yards per carry in that one, and this is a much needed bye week. With only a 2.6 GPA, we're going to use the rest of our energy to study more, and that means we're not going to be ineligible because we passed our exams. We're also starting to unlock some mental abilities, but we still have a long season ahead of us, and I really wish we were able to get platinum on both of these abilities as well. Just looking at our conference standings, only us, Sam Houston, and Liberty are still undefeated, and now it's time for us to head on the road at Middle Tennessee State. It looks like it's going to be another night game, though there are quite a few people in the stands. At least on the sidelines. Behind the end zones, not so much. It looks more empty over there. On the first play, though, we got some good blocking going on, and now we're getting it back again. Second carry of the day could have been gone. That's got to be a better cut up right there. That really could have been special. And what a combo we have with Davis Bryson. He just doesn't make the reads he needs to. The Blue Raiders haven't done anything yet offensively, though, and our tight end just possession caught it for 1 yard. Now I'm barely getting this halfback screen, but if we get the right blocks here, we could actually have a huge play against that defense. Keep on going. We're already approaching the end of the first quarter. It happened super quick, and I really got to stop doing that. It's just not a good look. I feel like if I get out here in open space, though, and then hit a spin move, It's worth it. That seems like a great way to stretch the field. And one juke move to the outside could have us gone. It could also go for nothing. They're very committed to stopping the only thing that we can do correctly offensively, handing the ball off to Reggie Bush Jr. And I wish they did this before they made Platinum 360 not as overpowered as it is right now. I mean, it is still incredible. But if I did this before the patch, it would have been even crazier. That would have been a great time to use him. Judkins for Ohio State was literally unstoppable. This is a receiving touchdown. And that's not great because we're nowhere near breaking Barry Sanders' record. We need 37 rushing touchdowns to do that, but we got it back pretty quickly. And I'm not going to hit a single button, and apparently they'll pitch it no matter what, so I don't have to spam calling for it. That's actually really good to keep in mind. It's all based on what Davis Bryson does. On third down, we're not going to score. But apparently we missed that field goal too, so we're only up by a possession, and what type of defense did they think they were running there? Those man-to-man blitzes are simply not going to go well. If they lateral it back to me, I could have been gone for a TD. And I do wish you could call for laterals on Road to Glory. That would be so much fun to do. Still about 35 seconds left in this first half. He's going to pitch it no matter what here. I'm going to try to hurdle this defender, see if we can make a play. And now they're taking me out, so the fans are happy. It was only for a quick breather, though. We still need a touchdown before the end of this first half. I don't know where the football's at right now. And I think we're just going to settle for 3. Never mind, they have us on the goal line. If I'm able to make a play against this defender, we'll have a touchdown. A juke move doesn't do it, though. So this time around, we'll definitely kick the 3. Since our defense still hasn't given up a point in this game, they're really holding up. But Davis Bryson is trying to give Middle Tennessee State the ball back, and I don't have it, but I think we're moving the chains right here. It's so hard to tell sometimes. I feel like that left side of the field would be so open if I could just cut it back or something. And spamming this spin move is not going to work for us. I'm going to try to outrun one of these defenders. Apparently somebody else might have gotten open. But no, it's 3rd and 11. We'll see what happens here. I'm open in the flat for a simple check down. That will allow us to move the chains, but the juke doesn't work. I think this spin is just more effective all around, but I'm trying to mix in both so one doesn't get repetitive. Leave it up to Davis Bryson to continue to make bad reads with the option. And now it is 3rd and 16. The linemen aren't going to get in the way, but we didn't block either. I know we're set to win, but the fact we don't have a rushing touchdown yet is very concerning because we need to be averaging like 3 or 4 of them a game. 3rd and 6 now. I'm going to get open in the flat, see if I can make this one defender miss. He brought us down, but we have nothing to lose by going for it. This one's already over anyway. Or maybe not. We are still only up by 13. There's never an easy win in Kennesaw State football history. We have to get a first down now because with 2 minutes left, they've made it a 6.1. They know that the run is coming on these plays, and trusting the speed option might be the worst thing we could have done. The Blue Raiders can come back with a touchdown. But no, our defense held strong inside the 10-yard line, and that's going to do it for this one. We couldn't see it. I wish we could have spectated the play. We're still breaking tackles. But either way, we are getting the win. And this is statistically the worst performance yet. I'm surprised I even won player of the game still. And it's time to start triple texting Audrey. I'm ready to send that risk. We're going to keep on spamming them. It doesn't slow down. And this is hilarious. I hope there's more of these in the next game. It's the same result every time. It doesn't work. I've been blocked. But little does Audrey know, once she sees Reggie Bush Jr.'s first NFL salary, she's going to come crawling back. We're about to play our biggest game of the year. It's against Liberty. And they're ranked inside the top 25, so we actually really need to win this. We're playing at home, which is nice, but they're the highest overall team we've had to face so far this year. And now that it's 2nd and inches, this should be the easiest first ever. If we do make it to the playoffs, our offensive line is going to have a terrible time. And keep in mind, what we need the most during these last games is getting rushing touchdowns. I think breaking rushing yard records won't be as hard, but we haven't had enough rushing touchdowns still, and come on, we need a big run. Almost the entire first quarter's already gone, and we've done almost nothing. It's been a slow, methodical drive, but that's not always the best, because with a 4th and 2, we're going to have to punt it back to them. I'm kind of surprised that they still haven't been able to score, but we haven't either. So throwing the ball might not be the worst option. If this is man-to-man coverage, we're going to have them beat deep, but not when we're running a route to the same spot as someone else on our team, so this is going to have to do instead. At least we're set up to have a big run on this play. If we just get the pitch in time, nobody should be able to catch Reggie Bush Jr. Even that one defender is coming out of nowhere, though. That's ridiculous. From across the field, they're still able to make it there. And no rushing touchdown from us yet in this game, but we did hit the outside pretty hard to spin inside and get inside the red zone. Whatever we do here, it can't be a receiving touchdown. We have to go down short. And we're just going to run straight run plays out of hurry-up mode, hoping for the best. I feel like we have the numbers advantage right here, but it didn't matter. And guess who's getting pulled out on the 1-yard line? Yes, we are up 7-0, and we should hopefully get a touchdown right here if we got that ball. But what we don't have is any rushing touchdowns to show for our work in this game and keep on going. It's not looking good. 3rd and 4. We went with the speed option. I wanted to flip the side of it, but that didn't really turn out well. Liberty has had every chance to tie it up, just getting points in general though, and they haven't been able to. I had a good block for once, and their offense is supposed to be the best one in Conference USA. I'm not sure what's going on. This Liberty defense is definitely tough though. We can't do anything, and what a waste of 3 quarters this has been. It has not been an entertaining matchup for anybody watching. Every time they get the ball back, I know that they're not scoring. We could have had it right there though, and I don't think this is field goal range, so we cannot let them hold us to 3. I thought coach might attempt it even though it would be far away, but instead he let us try to run. And how does our defense keep on doing it? I really don't get it, but we're about to have a huge run right here. Whoa, that speed boost that I just saw was insane. I've seen it out of other players in other videos too. Like if you cut and then cut another way, it goes super fast. So if we can figure out how to mix that into other runs, we're going to go off. But this game has to be scripted to always keep your game within like a possession, because the second that we score, guess who else scores? Now we're getting good blocks. Now we're getting huge runs. I don't understand the difference that we've just gone through. Luckily, they didn't get another touchdown. That's one of the rare times it doesn't happen. Hang on. We almost had another breakaway. Do we have a coordinator that has like a lot of the motivator tree filled up or something? There's an ability that makes your whole team hot in the 4th quarter. If they do, I just feel like we're playing so much better than we did in the first 3 quarters. Their players seem a lot slower, that like they're more gassed or something. And we combined for 5 times more points in the 4th quarter than all of the other quarters combined. I have never seen anything like that before. It felt so good to get those touchdowns. And it's too bad you can't see much about your coaches in Road to Glory. I'm not going to sleep in the skip class though. I'm still going to focus a bit on school, because we're making sure that GPA's not dropping. My leadership is pretty much just maxed out by this point, and the rest of our energy makes us fully healthy. With 5 games left in the regular season, we've only scored 14 rushing touchdowns, so we need to step up the pace bad, and it's going to have to continue at Western Kentucky. I'm not sure how good this roster is, but they're normally a pretty tough team to beat, so we might have to wait 4 quarters until they're tired to start breaking off runs like Liberty. Passing the ball might not be the worst thing in the world, especially if they're sending in blitzes. I was so open, and that probably would have been an instant touchdown. It looked like they could have had a linebacker on me, but as the play went on, it was clearly a safety. They would score a touchdown, which means we're already down by 7, and we just need to have some big runs against them. Spin inside, that's going to work out perfectly. We couldn't keep our block there, but using Shifty, we were able to cut in. We didn't even have to make a juke move, and we are finally gone. Those are the breakaway touchdown runs that we have been needing. I'm also going to make both of those defenders miss. That's crazy. And I'm trying to hit that cutting animation where you get the speed boost mid-run. I wish I could hit it consistently. I do it accidentally a lot of the time, and they're pulling us out for a crucial 3rd and 6. We'll just have to make up for it on this next drive. I didn't get the ball, but maybe Davis Bryson will look my way on 3rd down, and that went to our tight end. Pretty much the entire 2nd quarter has gone by now without us doing too much, though I saw that lane up the middle. We had to spin the cut back, and Reggie Bush Jr. is gone to the crib. Maybe we need to go inside more often. No way, no way, no way, no way. I thought we fumbled that ball out of the end zone. It would have given the Hilltoppers the ball. I celebrated way too soon, but we still got credit for the rushing touchdown. It's all good. And then they responded back, making it 14-all. I am wide open, but we didn't get it. So I'd rather Davis Bryson just try to pitch it to me, which he does right here, and this defender's on my case. He knew what we were trying to do. We've only run that play like 100 times this season. I wish it wasn't one of our 2 audible options, because it's not great, and the other one's not much better either. They seem to get in super quick. It's the only way we're going to keep getting consistent touches though, so I appreciate it. That pitch actually went a lot better for us. Number 12 does not have the speed to keep up, and we're going down. Western Kentucky fans are absolutely shocked, and it's always funny to see them react like that after a huge play. It's going to be 3rd down for us though, so my goal is to just run a little route up here in the middle, catch it real quick, and pick up the 1st. We took the field goal instead, so it's not the end of the world. They sent in a man-to-man blitz. That's what I've been waiting for. It makes it so easy to score a touchdown, but I might have choked it. We probably could have outrun that last defender, and I'm going to go down at the 1-yard line actually. I wanted a rushing touchdown myself, but they're taking me off the field, and they're only putting me in for passing plays. I didn't mean to get motioned out here. I think I'm going to have to run a man-to-man beating route where they just throw it out of bounds. This means we could have had a touchdown, but I sold. And we're only up by 6 points because I'm trying so hard to pad my rushing touchdown stats. I've had quite a few moments in this video that have not been too smart. And look at how we just got tripped up on this run. They caught us by the foot. If we end up losing to the Hilltoppers, it's all my fault, though I feel feel like we could run with it. And what do you know, we're now trailing by 1 point the next time that we have the ball. What was that fake pitch? My theory is Davis Bryson is secretly getting paid off by the other teams or something. I mean, he looks awful sometimes. But it might not be his fault that he got like a 60 overall in this game. That's gonna make you play pretty rough. I do wish they gave smaller schools more overalls like that though that aren't as good, because I think it's a lot more realistic. It balances things out. So when you're 3 years in the dynasty, teams like Kennesaw State aren't up to like an 87 overall. It looks like my drive is ended here though. And thankfully that break was not for very long. We still have time to get a tutty. Worst case scenario, if we don't get this 3rd and 11, we should just kick the field goal. But that linebacker was never going to stick on Reggie Bush Jr., and this is dumb. I didn't get my rushing touchdown earlier, so I'm doing it right here. It better not cost us again. And they are stacking the box. They know exactly what is coming, but it doesn't matter. That one took a lot of effort. Hit him with the Heisman pose, though. And on the 2-point conversion to make it a 7-point game, we don't get the throw out. All right, there's still 4 minutes left. We're going to take this handoff. That looked quick. So I think we have hit that time in the game where we play even better. Yeah, I can see it already. I'm not sure what the stat boost is exactly, but it's definitely a big difference. We can close stuff out. We just have to get to this point in it. Now I'm going to be able to use my speed with Reggie Bush Jr. to take this to the crib. I don't see any way that those players are going to catch him. We wouldn't get back out there on the field, though, until there was a minute 15 seconds left. I'm not sure how we're trailing by 1. And they keep on pulling us out. I'm not sure if there's an injury going on, wear and tear or what, but we're on a 2nd and 18 now. I went out for 1 play, and if we lost yards there, that would have been game over, but instead we're breaking away for another rushing touchdown. We left the Hilltoppers plenty of time though, and they didn't let us get onto the field for the 2-point conversion, but by the time we have the ball back, we're at this point on the field, so I'd assume we were able to hold them. There's definitely some work that needs to be done on Road to Glory before College Football 26, I will say that. But we should come out on top here. I might be getting greedy going for another touchdown, but if we can punch it in, it will definitely be worth it. I think I have just one more attempt at it left, and he's gonna stop us. We're allowed to stay in hurry up mode. It's not making us call QB kneel, but now there's only 10 seconds left. Now we needed the pitch, and that's gonna do it for the game. You're not gonna see me complaining about my stats, even if I wanted them to be better, because somehow we just rushed for 500 yards. That doesn't even feel real, and it really is the exact same Road to Glory text every single playthrough. I've done like 4 of them now. They're very predictable in year 1, and if the Heisman Trophy wasn't solidified, that performance will do it. We still have to win a couple more games before we're locked into our conference championship though, and we're about to give the Miners a beating because they are 0-9. If anything's gonna be our easiest win of the season, this is probably it. And off the rip, we might have a really good look at a stretch run play here, but we didn't have anywhere to really go. It took way too long for our quarterback to make a decision and get us the ball, but that was a crazy running lane off the start. And how do I recreate that every time? Sometimes our running back gets like a speed boost animation, and sometimes he doesn't. That was a great spin move by Reggie Bush Jr. though. He's gone to the crib, and what an easy start. I figured it was gonna be a long day for UTEP. I didn't think they'd already give up a touchdown like that though. And on 2nd and 6, we're just gonna take this handoff, try to get around that defender on the outer edge, and we're going to keep on going until they track us down. Unfortunately, after that, I'd just be pulled for the rest of the drive. I don't like how they can do that. And I even set the fatigue to 25, so coach wouldn't do it as often. I had the biggest running lane in the world there, but Davis Bryson just decided not to give me the football, and that could have been such a clean run. Now we're busting it to the outside. I wanted to give this a shot. It didn't really work. So I'll read the hole up the middle next time. This is one of those plays where you're supposed to just try to outrun the defenders with a stretch. And now that we've done that, I'm hoping that we're able to see something in that middle part, but we didn't, and we fumbled the ball to UTEP. The Miners have found a way to get it back, and we have this on like the half-yard line. This is not a great spot to have the football. It could be a 99-yard drive, though. That is a good opportunity for stats. And why would you fake a pitch to us? Just give me the ball. I think next game I'm going to try a different playbook, just because we know we can win with this one, but the audibles are getting a little bit old. I want to see if we can find one that has a better 2 to choose between every time we change the play call. That stick was actually filthy right there to bust out of that hole though, and Reggie Bush Jr. is gone for another tutty. Anyway, what I was saying is when I change the play call, it's either a power option or a power O every single time. So when we look for a new playbook, we want to have something different to choose between, and we just got warped into a hurdle animation. I'm glad we didn't fumble. I'm really just going for better rushing stats and rushing touchdowns at this point. It doesn't matter whether or not we win, we're going to. So we don't have to score every drive. You can see that our wear and tear is actually really low. It's red at the moment, but we still have enough stamina to go down to the 5. I know coach has to be super close to pulling me, but we have a little bit of work to do first. Come on. And this is supposed to be a running play, but we're throwing the ball instead. What are we doing? I'm glad they didn't play that. There's still 4 minutes left. This one's not going to be over anytime soon. And I don't know how we struggled to get rushing yards so much earlier on in the season. It seems like as of recently, we're just getting breakaway run after breakaway run, and we pointed to the player that we just outran. That was actually so disrespectful to do that mid-run. But this game has been over, and on 3rd and 4, I'm just going to catch it in the flat. We can get those receiving stats up too. Unfortunately, unlike NCAA Football 14, I haven't had much success with the back juke in this version, but there might be a better way to get it to work. We're just going to go to the outside on a halfback dive because that's what goes best. And I'm stunned it took us this long for me to get pulled. The wear and tear damage is going to be hard to recover from, but it was worth it. We won by 32 points with the worst team, and we put up almost 350 rushing yards. By now, we're kind of just hoping that we get ranked at some point. Liberty's still up there, and we're undefeated, plus we took them down. So I don't know what else we have to do to make sure that the committee actually respects us. We're now about to take on Sam Houston at home. They're also a new FBS program, but they've already played 1 year of FBS football, so they have a little bit more experience under their belt. On the first play of this game, I think we're going to be gone to the crib because nobody can keep up with Reggie Bush Jr. It's not going to matter too much because they'd score pretty quickly as well, but we can respond. And then we got pulled from the game until the 2nd quarter. I'm not sure what we did to deserve that, but we're going down the field and we're so close to the end zone. Coach just decides sometimes for long periods of time that I'm not going to be in the game, and I'm surprised it hasn't caused us to lose. So far, we've had no issues versus this defense though, and we're just going to hope for the best. If they pitch me the rock right here, that linebacker's going to get to me, and I wasn't expecting that. I thought we'd easily be able to outrun them, but we're still going to move the chains. I wish once the clock went under 2 minutes, we didn't throw it as much, because ever since my first down run, that is all that we've done, but I'm going to find the open space on 3rd and 6. And now we're going to see if we can outrun this corner over on the right side. Okay, it turns out we can't, but I feel like we should be able to. Sometimes the 99 speed's not that noticeable, and other times it's super noticeable. That juke move is going to be massive for us. And how could coach pull us out after that play? I didn't get to finish that drive, but I would get back out there with 30 seconds left in the half. I'll try to get a touchdown now. And it was one play before I was pulled again. These substitution patterns aren't making any sense to me, but I'm going to keep calling for it in the flat. I feel like I'm our best chance to score. And I made sure we had an easy field goal attempt. It is 27-10, so we've pretty much already won this game. But I need to put up better numbers. This pitch is going to give us the easiest touchdown of all time. 0 is not going to catch Reggie Bush Jr., and we're going to celebrate from the 10. We're in a great rhythm at the moment. We are dominating versus the Bobcats, or the Bearcats, my bad. That spin move was so filthy though, so there's no way I'm re-saying anything over this clip. And I still get comments from people that don't realize everything is live comm. Now, I can't speak half the time, so if I do make a certain mistake, I will refilm just by going into instant replay or something, but that was a terrible call for the ball. We threw a pick, and there's still some time left in the 3rd quarter by the next time we'd get the football. We're so close to busting off a big one, and every time they get a stop, but we have accelerated out of the run right here, and Reggie Bush Jr. is gone. That was crazy. See, those are the speed boost with the handoffs that I don't understand how we get. There's just certain random times where it just shoots you forward, and it would be so overpowered if I knew how to recreate that, because I do it on every single play, and that was the last one I got to play in this game. We were up by so much, the starters got some extra rest, and it even gives us a chance to write our essay. We've also put the nation on notice. As you can see, we are inside the top 25, so there's still some hope that we could still be a playoff team. I think we need Liberty to make the conference championship though. That would make it a quality win, and we could still mess up in our final matchups as well. We're starting this game down 7-0. We almost threw a pick, so I couldn't think of a worse way to open up a game, but we're going to take this handoff. I'm going to be able to get around this defender and this guy as well. Platinum Shifty is an underrated ability. It can be super fun to run with, but you're not going to slip by a defender every single time like right here. We should be good on 3rd and 14 though. It looks like they're setting up to try and send in a blitz. A halfback screen's going to get us out in the open field, and I'm going to try to hurdle this guy. Luckily, we didn't fumble the football, but I wouldn't get to take another snap until 3rd and 8, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick this up. We're short. It certainly doesn't help that we'd missed the field goal that we attempt to, but we're still going to be okay because our defense held it down. They got us the ball back, and why didn't I get it right there? That ball was bouncing in the air too. They could have very easily intercepted it. Now we just need to pick up the right blocks. And are you all sick of seeing the spin move yet? You've seen it so many times in this video, but that might have been the best one. It almost looks like a a very unrealistic animation though. I can't remember the last time I saw someone do that. And if I went to wrap somebody up and that happened to me in like an online game, I'd be so annoyed. We're taking this to the crib though. No one's coming close. Now there's 2.5 minutes left in the first half. It's still 7-7. Those blocks were pretty good. And I'm still worried that they're not going to be whenever we play much better teams in the playoffs. But at least for now, oh, Shifty is insane. I'm going to have to start cutting like that. I can't believe we're able to do that right there. I don't even need to hit spin or juke move and slow us down. And I'm trying to get the ball back and doing that again immediately, but I'm getting hit. That was such a satisfying run. I just want to have a chance to do it again. We're going to try to make these defenders miss. But it almost seems like there's only certain plays where that Shifty ability applies and I can just get by defenders like that. That cut was so clean. I know there's a flag. I know this is coming back. But just in case it didn't, I still had to try to take it in. That'd be the last time I'd see the field in the first half. As you can tell, we're trailing by a point. So I guess I didn't realize that we missed the extra point on one of our touchdowns. That's pretty frustrating. They're the easiest things to hit in the world, but it's all right. We're still doing well. And these stretch plays have to be my favorite. What I'm going to try to do is get around all these defenders, outrun them to the edge, and then just take it to the crib because the speed is unmatched. I mean, we're in a little bit of trouble getting the ball at this spot on the field, but we're going to survive it. And now the refs are reviewing if I was able to get a foot down before that catch. It seemed pretty obvious to me the play action is going to give me a chance to make all of these guys miss, but I couldn't. What I've figured out is if you hold your stick in the direction that you do the spin move on, it'll go a lot farther. It'll look really cool too. So that's what I've been trying to hit. But I shouldn't have called for the ball. We're very fortunate. FIU did nothing with it though. We still have that 5-point lead. And I've motioned myself out here on a halfback screen. I'm actually kind of curious how the defense plays it, but it didn't work. This is not the time to be messing around. There's a lot that's on the line, but we're still going to move the chains anyway. That's the wrong way. And this inside zone's the same run that I scored a touchdown on first play against Sam Houston, but it didn't work the same there. Now I'm going to get this one. The blocks look decent enough and the cuts are going to be clean enough. We're going all the way. FIU also got inside the 5-yard line and just settled for a field goal, which is ridiculous because all it takes is one first down and then we can run out the rest of the clock. This is the perfect play for it if I get the pitch because I can just use my speed to make sure we pick it up. And this QB kneel will make us 11-0. I can't remember the last team on our schedule, but they're in for a treat. We're doing so well at the moment. And it's official. I've completed my second challenge of the video looking at the season stats. Barry Sanders had that many in 11 games, but so did we, so we definitely smashed it. But we still need to get 7 more rushing touchdowns, and Louisiana Tech's 9-2. They're one of the best teams in Conference USA this year, but we can beat them to play Liberty in the conference championship. And that would be huge since the Flames are somehow still ranked above us. I'm really not sure why we're getting so disrespected. I feel like we've had a great year, but we're going to have to go 13-0 to even potentially make the playoffs. And I am stunned that that didn't lead to a fumble. I thought it would have for sure. We're shedding that tackle though. There's just one player to make miss right here, and he slowed us down for just long enough. We didn't throw the RPO though, so we lost a couple yards. I'm not going to hit R2 until we get out of the hole, and this first drive simply isn't going too well as we don't pick it up. That was one of the worst halfback screens I've ever seen, but Louisiana Tech threw an interception just 2 plays later. And this feels like the Liberty game where we struggle to establish the run very well, but we're going to get a huge breakaway here, and that is going to be 6. They have one safety that seems to be pretty quick when it comes to catching us, so I just have to make sure we avoid him, and they're going to shoot up the gap again. If their offense was competent, we would not be in a great spot, but instead we could still take a 14-0 lead, except we were apparently short of the marker. We must have went for it on 4th down. I just didn't get it to be on the field for it, but I'm not complaining because I've now had 3,000 total rushing yards, and that was a pretty cool pop-up to see. I wish they did that more whenever you're breaking records. To be fair, they actually might do that in the game, and I just haven't noticed it yet. But at least for now, sometimes I find it hard to know when I break records. Louisiana Tech somehow still hasn't gotten onto the board. We're up by 2 possessions at the moment, and we're just going to keep on running the football. Why not? We're picking up great blocks, and I don't think any of these defenders are going to come close. We're going to start celebrating around the 10. Never mind, didn't see that player right there. But it doesn't matter, we're still crushing it. Now we're going to try to start running some routes even. And by the end of the year, when we see what Davis Bryson's full stats are, I'm so curious for what they'll be because he's barely done a thing Look at that speed go. Reggie Bush Jr. is scoring another touchdown. We needed at least 8 more to break Barry Sanders' record, and we've gotten 4 in this game already. Now they're running with some sort of zone coverage right there, but they weren't zoned to coverage us. The halfback stretch didn't work the best with the blocking, but that still didn't make a difference. And they're literally coming out with 6 guys on the line, but they still can barely stop the run. When they do, we might lose a yard or 2, but whenever they don't, we're going to break it off for a huge gain. And on 3rd and 6, this is the play that's worked so well for us, but he didn't pitch it. Davis Bryson had been making the right pitch reads, but he tried to pull off the fake pitch there, and on a 3rd and 8, I was supposed to block. There's still a slight chance the Bulldogs come back, but when we punted the ball to them, they fumbled it away immediately, so we're fine. We'll just keep on running down the clock. He keeps the read option. I can't see if he gets the first yet, but eventually the camera did adjust, and I can't say this is field goal range for our kicker. That's the only sad thing right now. We've missed a lot of easy ones, so we still need to make sure we take it into the end zone, and that would guarantee that we get the win. We're not going to blow a 3-possession lead in the final 2 minutes, so there it is. We're going to stay undefeated in the regular season. We've also been gifted a chance to get another rushing touchdown, because all of a sudden Louisiana Tech's offense actually wants to show up, and I took the wrong route right there. It was a play with a speed boost too. That was a quick cut as well. We're not going to get there, or we will. Unfortunately, after that, we are going to get on our knees, so there's no more rushing touchdowns I can pick up, but with 35 total this season, we're close enough to Barry Sanders' record. I'm confident we'll shatter it. All we really have to do is make sure that Liberty doesn't beat us, because if they do, we can't have an automatic bid to the playoffs. We might not make it either way, though. At the moment, 12-0 Texas State is supposed to get in, so I think we need them to lose their conference championship game in order for us to even have a shot. This really stinks, though I would say our win is more quality, so we might be able to jump over them in the rankings still. And if we can't, that's going to be a super sad ending to this season. We still have to take care of business too, though. Liberty is a good team, so they could take us down. And if their run D is going to play like that, there's no guarantees that we're coming out on top. 3rd and 11 already. We're about to get held to a 3-and-out, but I feel like we can pick this one up through the air. And I just can't believe how many players they're bringing into the box to make sure that they stop the run. We can't even outrun their defenders to the left. Against certain teams, we've been able to stretch the field like that, which has led to some easy touchdown runs. It's not happening here, though. That spin move doesn't even get us a first, and we've been taken out of the game on 3rd and 6. I'm happy to see we picked it up, though. This drive stays going on for a little bit longer, where it might take us the entire first quarter to reach the end zone. I don't know what we were doing there. We tried to throw the ball, and then for the second time, I got pulled on 3rd down, but we keep on converting. No matter what, we should get at least 3 points out of this drive. But again, even if we do make the playoffs, I can see how we're going to struggle against the bigger programs. We're going to not get into the end zone, but our coach also isn't settling for 3. He's letting me try to run it in on 4th and goal. So somehow on this drive, we've come away with a touchdown. Mind you, at the moment, Reggie Bush Jr. has 10 rushes for 8 yards. That's how bad the game has been, but now we're breaking off a huge run right here. Make that defender miss, and there's no way that they're going to catch us. That one play alone fixed his average yards per carry, but now they're holding us. And that's probably going to happen a lot, but we can break off a big run every so often. Catching passes might be the better move for us to have success as long as that ball is placed really well. And I'll keep that in mind if we do have a chance in the playoffs. So we're going to try to outrun them to this right side as well. I'm going to hurdle this player. Why not? Okay, that's why not. I haven't had a hurdle work too well. They're so tempting to do, though. But coach made me sit for a drive because of it, so approaching halftime, we're losing by 6 points. It is my fault that this is the halftime score, only mine. But I'm also the only person that can fix this situation, so with the first run, we're going to take it and we'll get as much as we can out of it. If we get the speed option pitch, there's only going to be like one defender to beat. It is all based on speed. Come on. I'm still annoyed with that fumble. I really shouldn't have done it, even though it would have made for an amazing play. Though this is a great catch out of the backfield, keep on spinning, and then let coach make me sit. I never like to see that screen because I don't know how long it's going to be for. This defender didn't get picked up blocking wise, but it's not going to make a difference because we're gone. Liberty got back at us though. They scored another touchdown, which means they are now only up by 5. We can't get out of it. And we're approaching the end of the third quarter. There's not that much time left in this matchup, which is very concerning. I don't know what to do. There's going to be plays that we just don't get to be a part of. And I don't like that I wasn't on the field until this 3rd and 8, but we can possession catch it, which unfortunately didn't work. Liberty did nothing with the ball, but every possession matters. And I'm afraid that we're probably not going to do much again. We had a couple of players that needed to make the blocks correctly. They didn't. We're still spinning out of there though. 13's trying to track us down at the last second. And here we go. We could take the lead as we're going to jump over everybody. Realistically, that probably should have been a fumble. This play is going to lead to us getting nothing. And we're going to have to lean on our defense. I'm not sure how they continue to do it, but we have gotten the ball back, still up by a point. So now our main goal is run out as much clock as we can, and this defender isn't able to stop us. I'm also going to try to get by him, but then I wouldn't get back out there again until we're down at the 6-yard line. I'm not sure how we made this happen. It's starting to look better and better for us winning the conference championship though. And the next time we have it, we can take a knee. Liberty failed to come back. This is what we wanted. And those 5 rushing touchdowns are going to let us break another record. We'll talk about that in a second, but for now we're just enjoying the moment. And we'll see if this was enough to sneak into the playoffs. Well, apparently awards come first. Coach of the Year went to our head coach. And Player of the Year went to Reggie Bush Jr., but that's not the Heisman. It took it a second to pop up, but there it is. And this is the more important screen. We have made it into the playoffs as a 13 seed. These were the stats that carried us. Those 40 rushing touchdowns set a new record, because as you can see, for a season record, we have Reggie Bush Jr. with the rushing yards won now and the rushing touchdowns. That breaks what Barry Sanders did. We also completed every challenge besides win a playoff game, and it's feasible, but we're going to have to do it against Texas A&M. We got very lucky that we were the team that got in as the 5th highest rated conference champion. Cal lost to Florida State. That probably made all the difference. And I guess it's time to see if the worst team in the country can compete with Texas A&M. Just one player has really changed everything at Kennesaw State. But this is also a super tough opponent to face, especially on the road. With a perfect wide receiver, I could just run by defenders. It's a little bit different as a running back. You have to get the correct blocks. And I think we did on this first play because we've hit the outer edge and nobody is catching Reggie Bush Jr. I was not expecting this. That's the Heisman winner. Those fans are stunned. And I'd love to run it back. Second running play of the day. Can we do it again? No. That's more of what I thought would happen, but we're going to take this handoff. We got a speed boost on it as well. And it's already 3rd and 14. The halfback screen, though, was open. We just didn't get it out soon enough. Our defense must be working some sort of magic, though, because they still haven't scored. So that's super surprising. I thought they would struggle to get 3 stops on Texas A&M throughout the entire game. It does give me hope for the entire playoffs, though. I saw Texas State would be our next opponent. It's just that it's going to be hard to get there since they're filling the run gap so soon. We've also been put on a 3rd and 11 where they sack us instantly, and the Aggies are held to another 3 and out. I really don't understand. They've had the ball 4 times, and I'm pretty sure they've had 12 total offensive plays. I thought that spin might do it for us, but we couldn't even get a first down out of that run, and I saw that right side of the field was open. We can hit it with Reggie Bush Jr. for the touchdown. Once again, they've been held to a 3 and out. It is every time. So I'm starting to get a little bit more confident. I thought it was going to be a lot different than it's been in this matchup so far. On 3rd and 1, we just have to get this option pitch in time because we could outrun him, and that's a super unfortunate thing to happen. We'd make the field goal though, even though we would normally never hit from there. And what was that throw? It is remarkable that with Davis Bryson at quarterback, we have done all the things that we've done. And we have another chance to get points before the half. I don't understand what they're doing offensively that's going so poorly. I wish I could just spectate and see how our defense is dominating this game. We're going to catch the pitch, and there is one player that could stop us right here. I don't think we're going to pick up the block, and we don't. I'm also getting taken off the field, but only for a snap. They sent me back out there with 17 seconds left on the clock, and I was gone for a touchdown. I think we have one good play in us before the half, and then we're going to have to kick a field goal, but that's fine with me. We're up 20-0. We start with the ball against them, and this 3rd and 4th quarter is just going to be about maintaining our lead, though we might have another big run in the making. Who would have saw this coming? 20-0. The other conference opponents were tougher, and maybe Liberty did deserve to be a top 15 team with their only loss being to us. They're clearly going to stack the box on 3rd and 4, but to keep the drive alive, we could make something happen by getting to the outside. And Texas A&M finally got on the board, but it was only a field goal. I thought they fired Jimbo Fisher. They should be better than this by now. With the 3rd and 18 option pitch, we're just going to run around everybody. And that's going to make it 27-3. This is disgusting. Imagine being a fan here. You show up to watch a playoff game where you're getting beat 27-3 by Kennesaw State. I never thought I'd be cutting out plays in a game like this, but it's definitely got to happen because all we've been doing is running out the rest of the clock, where I've picked up 2 more touchdown runs already, and I'm going for a 3rd. The best game of the season might actually come against Texas A&M. Even our quarterback's getting involved. But finally, Coach would pull me. It was about time. We were up by so much, and that means means we've completed the last challenge in this video. We still have a chance to win a championship with Kennesaw State though, especially since we play Texas State in the next round. Surprisingly, they average more points per game than us and they're a 77 overall, but it's basically like we're playing another opponent from Conference USA. They're also the better team from Texas because they were able to score on their first drive, and that was still such a weird performance from Texas A&M. I was not expecting that. It's already 3rd and 6, halfback draws going nowhere, and within a second we're down 14-0. Why are they so much better than what we played against last week? We need a huge run from Reggie Bush Jr., and that's what he's going to get on this play. Number 12 is simply too slow. Now our defense is forcing 3 and outs too. We have motivated them by pulling off a big play. Once again, we're getting that boost off the rip when we grab that handoff. And this guy's actually still chasing us down, but he's just not going to be quick enough. They'd respond back with a touchdown of their own, though I think I've figured it out. So what you have to do is you have to like cut in and out to get the speed boost I've been looking at. But sometimes you can't because you almost have to take it up the middle and then hit like the outside edge. I'm going to keep on testing it. We just have to make sure we pick up this 3rd and 6 though. And why doesn't Davis Bryson pitch us the ball? Recently, he had been making the right read on those plays, but not right there. We're shedding a tackle at least. And I'm giving him another chance to get this out in time so we can make a huge play. What is happening? I am so confused right now because the physics on this ball make absolutely 0 sense. We're running it back though. 3rd time's the charm. 3rd and 7. Oh my gosh. It had been a while since I'd made that mistake. But next thing I know, it is 31-14. How did this not happen against Texas A&M? I am so confused, but I feel like we should be able to run past some of these cornerbacks still. I'm gonna call for the ball. And we're trying it one more time. I'm lined up in the slot. We're gonna snap it quick enough and they threw it short. This time around, I'm not gonna hit any buttons to fall over. I'm just going to trust that we get the option pitch and they're not going to have the angle to stop Reggie Bush Jr. Okay, that is the play that we're going to run the rest of the game. Keep on going. Okay, we should not still be standing. I did all that work to get us down there, but now I can't finish it. And it turns out we only got a field goal because of it. That's so disappointing. Back to the power option. They're giving us the look for a free touchdown if we get it. And I have no words. It's now 3rd and 10. I'm just going to run underneath, take it like it's a drag route so we can get it at least past midfield and hope that we finish off this drive with a touchdown because even though there's plenty of time left, I'm not sure how much we can score. If our defense can't stop Texas State, we might need a lot. And I didn't get to be out there for 3rd and inches, but I do for 4th and inches where I went to the wrong part. It might have been better if I cut it up the middle, but I think they would have collapsed either way, so we're just thankful to get it back within 14 still. It's a disaster at the moment. They're keeping it kind of close though defensively. Come on, we got to take this pitch for a touchdown right here. We can't let this one player mess up the run. Reggie Bush Jr. is free. We got the blocks. We might be able to celebrate. From the 15, no, we could not. Next time I'm getting out on the field, it's a 7-point game, which makes me super excited. We're about to break off a run too. And not all hope has been lost. Our defense has stepped up majorly in this second half. We need to outrun this defender though, and that's the angle that we had to take. I knew it was only a matter of time before we started to turn things around. It shouldn't have been as bad as it was. And with 3 minutes left, 31-all is a perfectly fine spot for us to be in. We can win this for sure. In fact, ideally, this is the final drive of the game. We got the pitch soon enough. I couldn't get the block on that player or this guy, but we're spinning both of them out. And Reggie Bush Jr. with the run of the day, he has had us come back. I thought our season was over. I can't believe we've done it. But then I'd get pulled from the game until 2nd overtime. Yes, you're hearing that right. I had the 80-yard touchdown run. Texas State responded back, and then it went to overtime where both teams have kicked a field goal, but Texas State did it twice. That means if we can finish this drive off with a touchdown, we are going to beat them. And there's just a couple players to get around now. I probably should have just gone to the left there. We get it on the RPO though. We're shooting up the middle and that's game. I don't appreciate I didn't get to play in the most crucial parts, but it was an insane performance either way, averaging almost 20 yards per carry. And next up on the schedule is Alabama. I have no idea how we could win a championship with these being the other 3 teams left, but we just have to keep on rolling, hoping for the best. And let's see, what overall are they? An 89. Just 1 game away from the championship now. It feels so close. And we get the first possession as well, so we could have the first points on the board. And I am locked in at the moment. This is really our chance to do something special. I think going to the outside is the right move, but this defender's going to catch us, and that's not great. Maybe I should have just tried to outrun him even if it didn't go our way, but this play's still going pretty well too. No hurdles for me. And apparently it's time for a quick break. The last time I went on a quick break, I missed the most important moments in the quarterfinals, which included not being in for entire drives, so you really never know how it's going to go. After that play as well, I've been taken out on 3rd and 11, but we picked it up through the air, I guess, and with this pitch, we're going to score the first touchdown. Jalen Milroe also couldn't score against Kennesaw State's defense. So like the Texas A&M game, we have a chance to go up 14-0. We did it against them, and we could do it here too. We just need Davis Bryson to get us this football. He throws it behind us though. I gotta pick this up and hope that I don't get a safety. That still might have been best case scenario, because if I didn't do that, they would have scored a touchdown. And what's with us continuing to get the ball inside the 5-yard line? This was a setup for disaster, but we almost got out of there. Round 2 of hoping that the speed option works. This time he just didn't throw it, but that's better than giving them a free safety. I'm gonna try to make a play on 3rd down to pick up the first, which would have worked if it wasn't marked as a 4th and inches. Now we find ourselves trailing 9-7. This is much different than the last game, and it was a lot more fun when we could literally just rush for whatever we wanted. Now we're facing a real defense, and they are going to get players in on 3rd and 5, but we're still able to outrun them, so that is all good. But we only have 90 seconds to finish this drive off with a touchdown, so we got to keep it moving. More passes through the air, less time running the football, bad throws too, and I guess they don't even want me out there now. It's almost not a punishment when I'm pulled though, because we seem to always pick up the first. Breaking that tackle could be big, and I'm running a halfback angle route. Those always seem to get us at least a bit. It's more impressive, if anything, that I held onto the football in that situation, but I really shouldn't have called for it there, and I'm gonna do it again over the middle, or he will too. Alabama fans are not happy about it, but I'm out, and I wish I could just get one more running play, but this works for a touchdown too. Well, if we don't pick this up, we'll just settle for 3. I did convince coach to let me try and take a handoff, but that didn't work, and we somehow missed the field goal too, so isn't that wonderful? Points are so hard to come by, and we couldn't even finish that. Plus, we're about to get held again unless we can pick up this halfback screen, and I got stuck. It's like they want us to stay in the game though. It's just 12-7. The computer's giving us a real chance, and I've gone away from the speed option because the pitches haven't been good yet, but that one actually went really well. We're able to get around 2 defenders, and Reggie Bush Jr. is going all the way or not. They actually just stopped us on the 1-yard line, and my teammate failed to get in on 1st and goal, but I can see why. I don't think running's gonna work down here. Their defensive line is just so much better than our offensive line. We fumbled it too, and we're trying so hard to give Alabama the win. It's 19-7 with 3 minutes left. I'm not sure what else we can do unless we get like a huge touchdown, and we're gonna have to trust our defense to get us the ball back even if we do. This option actually could go really well though. I'm going to try to just get around him like that, using the platinum ability. And Shifty helped us out, but we still need to hope for the best. Well, now they want to score with ease. They got another touchdown, plus made us burn all 3 of our timeouts. So there's pretty much no hope left for us in this game. We're going to have to recover an onside kick. I really don't see that happening. Of course, this is when the speed option's now going to work flawlessly. And that's going to do it for Kennesaw State's season. We couldn't win a championship. I've now tried to do it with a perfect halfback and a perfect wide receiver. But even though our stats end up being so good at the end, 53 rushing touchdowns, and then another 1,000 receiving yards through the air, it simply hasn't been enough to take home the title. So we only have one more chance to do it with the perfect quarterback. If you all want to see that, make sure to destroy the like button on this video, and make sure to watch some of my other content too.